One unforgettable star from the Twilight Zone spent decades entertaining millions before quietly disappearing from Hollywood. Another became one of television's greatest legends after appearing in just a single episode. And one beloved actor's final years were marked by a heartbreaking illness that fans still remember today. Stay with us, because the most emotional story comes later in this video, and it changed how many fans remember one of the show's greatest stars forever. Rod Serling, creator and host. Every episode began with the calm, unmistakable voice of Rod Serling inviting viewers into another dimension.
What began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time.
Although he appeared on screen mainly as the show's host and narrator, Serling was far more than its familiar face. He wrote or co-wrote the majority of the series' episodes, using science fiction as a clever way to explore prejudice, war, fear, and human nature during a time when television censorship often limited direct social commentary. Before creating The Twilight Zone, Serling had already earned widespread respect as one of television's finest writers. His thoughtful storytelling and memorable dialogue helped redefine what TV dramas could accomplish. After The Twilight Zone ended in 1964, Serling continued writing, teaching, and producing television projects while becoming an inspiration for generations of screenwriters. Sadly, Rod Serling passed away in 1975 following complications from heart surgery at the age of 50. Yet decades later, his influence remains unmistakable. Modern filmmakers and television creators still cite his work as a major inspiration. And speaking of unforgettable performances, our next actor proved that sometimes a single appearance is enough to make television history. Burgess Meredith. If you've ever watched the classic episode, Time Enough at Last, you probably remember Burgess Meredith. He portrayed Henry Bemis, the quiet bank clerk whose lifelong dream was simply to read books in peace. The episode's unforgettable ending remains one of the most famous twists in television history. Meredith was already a respected stage and film actor before joining The Twilight Zone, but his appearances on the series became some of its most celebrated performances. In fact, he appeared in 4 different episodes, more than most guest stars. His remarkable career stretched across decades. Younger audiences also recognized him as Mickey Goldmill, Rocky Balboa's determined trainer in the Rocky films, introducing him to an entirely new generation. Throughout his long career, Meredith earned praise for his ability to move effortlessly between drama, comedy, and suspense. He continued acting well into his later years before passing away in 1997 at the age of 89 due to complications related to Alzheimer's disease and melanoma. Even today, Henry Bemis remains one of television's most unforgettable characters. William Shatner. Long before becoming Captain James T. Kirk, William Shatner experienced terror on The Twilight Zone. His first appearance came in the unforgettable episode Nick of Time, where a nervous newlywed becomes obsessed with a fortune-telling machine inside a small-town diner. Shatner perfectly captured a man slowly consumed by fear and superstition. A few years later, he returned in perhaps the series' most famous episode, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. As airline passenger Bob Wilson, he desperately tries to convince everyone that a terrifying creature is destroying the airplane during flight. That performance became one of television's defining suspense stories and was later remade for Twilight Zone, the movie. Just 2 years after the original series ended, Shatner accepted another television role that would change entertainment history forever, Captain Kirk on Star Trek. Over the decades, he built an extraordinary career spanning acting, directing, writing, music, and television hosting. Even into his 90s, Shatner continued making public appearances and working on new projects, becoming one of the longest active stars from classic television. His Twilight Zone episodes remain fan favorites more than 60 years later. Jack Klugman. Jack Klugman appeared in 4 episodes of The Twilight Zone, each completely different from the last. One of his most memorable performances came in A Passage for Trumpet, where he portrayed Joey Crown, a discouraged trumpet player given an extraordinary second chance after a life-changing event. Klugman's natural warmth made audiences immediately connect with his characters. Whether portraying hope, regret, or determination, he brought emotional realism to every performance. Following The Twilight Zone, Klugman became one of television's most recognizable stars through hit series like The Odd Couple and later Quincy, M.E., where he played the determined medical examiner Dr. Quincy. In the late 1980s, Klugman faced one of the greatest challenges of his life when throat cancer surgery severely affected his voice. Despite that setback, he gradually returned to acting and continued working for years, demonstrating remarkable resilience. He passed away in 2012 at the age of 90, leaving behind one of television's most respected careers. His story reminds us that determination sometimes matters just as much as talent. Robert Redford. Years before becoming an Academy Award-winning actor and acclaimed director, Robert Redford made an early television appearance in The Twilight Zone. He appeared in the touching episode Nothing in the Dark, playing a mysterious young police officer whose true identity isn't immediately revealed. Although his screen time was relatively brief, viewers today often enjoy spotting the young Redford before worldwide fame arrived. Within just a few years, his career exploded through films like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Sting, and All the President's Men. Redford later expanded into directing and founded the Sundance Institute, helping independent filmmakers gain international recognition. His remarkable influence on American cinema extends far beyond acting, making him one of Hollywood's most respected creative figures. Agnes Moorehead. Few performances in The Twilight Zone are remembered as vividly as Agnes Moorehead's role in The Invaders. What made the episode extraordinary was that Moorehead delivered almost the entire performance without dialogue. Through facial expressions, body language, and pure emotion, she carried the suspense from beginning to end. By the time she appeared on the show, she was already an acclaimed actress with an impressive career in radio, film, and television. Many viewers also knew her as Endora, the magical mother-in-law from the hit sitcom Bewitched. Her ability to move effortlessly between drama, suspense, and comedy made her one of Hollywood's most respected performers. Agnes Moorehead continued acting throughout the 1960s and early 1970s before passing away in 1974 at the age of 73 after battling uterine cancer. Her unforgettable performance in The Invaders is still widely regarded as one of the greatest single-actor television episodes ever produced. Elizabeth Montgomery. Before charming audiences as Samantha Stevens in Bewitched, Elizabeth Montgomery appeared in The Twilight Zone Episode 2. Set in a world devastated by war, she portrayed a silent woman whose growing connection with an enemy soldier became the emotional center of the story. The role relied heavily on subtle expressions rather than lengthy dialogue, allowing Montgomery's remarkable screen presence to shine. Only a few years later, Bewitched transformed her into one of television's biggest stars of the 1960s. Throughout her career, she also appeared in numerous dramatic television films, proving she was far more than a sitcom actress. Elizabeth Montgomery passed away in 1995 at the age of 62 after being diagnosed with colorectal cancer. Today, she remains one of television's most beloved actresses, remembered equally for her warmth, elegance, and remarkable versatility. Martin Landau. Martin Landau made an unforgettable appearance in the episode Mr. Denon on Doomsday, showcasing the quiet intensity that would later define his career. His natural ability to portray thoughtful, complicated characters quickly attracted Hollywood's attention. In the 1960s, Landau became internationally famous through the television series Mission Impossible, earning praise for his intelligent and mysterious performances. Years later, he achieved one of the greatest milestones of his career when he won the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for portraying Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood. Rather than fading from Hollywood, Landau experienced a remarkable late-career resurgence, proving that talent often grows stronger with time. He continued acting well into his later years before passing away peacefully in 2017 at the age of 89. His career stands as a reminder that success sometimes arrives in several extraordinary chapters. Thank you for watching. Which Twilight Zone cast member surprised you the most, and which episode is your all-time favorite? Asterisk, let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more then and now videos featuring the stars of classic TV and Hollywood. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.